A number of years ago, I was on a flight out to California for work. On that flight, I was seated next to a girl I'd never met before. I believe she had just finished her graduate work in the Midwest and was heading back home. And it was during that time that we started a discussion talking. Yes, I'm one of those people that if you don't have your headphones in, I may start a discussion with you. I'm that guy. But we started a talk, and we come to find out that we're both strong religiously, but completely different. I'm a strong Christian person, and this woman wasn't. Even though she kind of grew up with the Christian faith, she walked away with it, didn't believe it anymore. But we were able to have a conversation much of the way there. And we were able to talk to each other and disagree, but not be mad at each other. We were able to talk and listen about what we felt. And at the end of the day, we left each other with a card with a book that we liked that could help the other person. But I thought of that situation and thought, how many times do myself, and I think many of us, we hurt relationships because we're so passionate about a topic that we let it get hurtful. The title of this topic is this helpful? I think it's something we need to reflect on when we're talking to other people. You know, George Carlin, the famous comedian, says, never argue with an idiot. They will only bring you down to their level and beat you with their experience. Now, I like that because it's funny, but that's not the way the Christians that we want to live our lives that represents Jesus. And so just some scripture that there's so many that talks about how God and how Christ teaches us as Christians how we should respond when dealing with arguments. We see the wisdom of Proverbs 15:1 that says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Or we see Romans 14:19. So then, the Apostle Paul said, so then let us pursue what makes for peace and for mutual upbringing. And then we see Philippians 2:14, do all things without grumbling or questioning. And then I'll leave it on this. Proverbs 29:11 says, a fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. How often are we able to hold back our disagreements with other people? And I think of this especially at this time that we're so conflicted with what's going on in our country with these shootings. Awful, horrible shootings that I cannot comprehend to understand what it's like. I grieve so greatly for those children and those parents down in Texas, or those families in Buffalo, or in California, or all over the U.S., time after time. And I agree something needs to be done. It's time that we stop saying, let's do something about it and forget about it to the next time. In fact, I was reminded recently, somebody put something online that said to the effects of, it's great that you're sending your thoughts and your prayers, but that's not doing anything. Let's do something. Now, I agree to a point. We need to do more than just thoughts and prayers, because if that's all that happens, a lot of people say that. If you're a Christian, you know that praying to the God of the universe who created all of us and loves us dearly, that's the most powerful thing we can do. Pray and ask for his help to intervene. We got to do that. That's easy. We all should do that every single day. But on top of that, what else are we going to do? If you think your congressman or your senator should be doing something else, write to them. Maybe you need to write letters to them. Maybe you need to sign petitions. Maybe you need to do fundraising. Maybe you need to give money to those who are hurting. Do something impactful. Do something to support your cause besides arguing with the other party and disagreeing with them. It's fine to have an opinion, but to have that argument, that's the opposite. Remember, what Jesus taught more than anything is besides loving God with all of our heart, we've got to love others as ourselves, and that's everyone. We have to, because that's who Jesus is, and that's who we are representing. We want them to know who God really is, and that's how we're going to do it. So I'll leave you with this quote from Jeff Henderson. I know this talk is longer than the typical 3 minutes, but I thought it was important on this subject, where he says, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you do. People won't forget how you made them feel. As you leave here today, how are you going to make people feel how you talk to them? How you leave in a discussion, especially something that you may disagree? That's what they're going to remember. Have a great day.